That's a good one, yeah.
That saved you.
Oof.
Saved your bacon.
That
I
saved
forgot
me.
about my mantle of spell resistance. That might have actually helped,
Yeah.
but
My
not
shield was.
much on a wisdom save for a barbarian.
Oh, be right back.
Okay.
I am back.
Well, we'll stop smack talking you then.
Oh no, I enjoy being smacked up. My low DPS numbers are not my fault.
Fortunately, no one hired you for DPS.
No,
What was that? I missed that. What was that?
Fortunately, no one hired you for DPS. Our party needs DPS. Quick, somebody find a cleric.
Yeah, said no one ever.
I mean, DPS, hire a paladin, or a battlemaster fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know, my Tempest Cleric had some really good moments once to maximize the thunder damage. Smacked a lot of like little demons out of the way.
Imagine if Elros was still alive. a storm
There is
sorcerer.
no way Elros would be alive by this point.
Wow.
No, but just imagine a 15th level storm sorcerer. Yeah, that can be big trouble.
15th level any pure casters, pretty,
And I've used both 4th levels.
All right, I'm back too. I hope. I don't know if everyone else is kicking. I see Jackus is still on mute. That's how we can. One way I can tell.
Nah, there's a few of us here.
Okay, I can like the
I'm back.
Annihilation. I think it's called the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
The books are fantastic as well.
How old is it?
Hmm?
How old is it? Or is it a new one?
Movies last
It's
year, I
not
think.
super old. Yeah, it's not super old at all.
No.
The books might be, I don't know, 90s at most. Like, they're pretty recent.
The movie
It's a short
movie
trilogy.
came out during COVID because it was a straight to Netflix release.
Oh,
of course.
yeah, that's why I didn't hear about it.
Very good though. Yeah.
All right, I'm going back into Chult. And we are back streaming again. And I guess we can get rid of the tense. The tension is diminished somewhat, so I'll get rid of the chase, crossing the chasm.
Just read up on Google there. Annihilation came out in 2014.
14? Oh.
Wow.
Well, I watched it 2 years ago.
I think I only watched it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Sounds like something came up on Netflix's algorithm.
Yeah. Okay.
Netflix's algorithm found the movie 2 years ago.
Yes. I thought it was straight to Netflix though, but
Oh, yeah, the book came out in 2014, but the movie was 2 years ago.
oh, okay.
Wow. There you go.
All right. So you dealt with 3 direwolves, made uneasy truce with 3 beings, and you are faced with this border, a field. It looks like it's just a skin. It's not the doesn't encompass the whole area beyond, in the islands beyond. But you would have to walk through this sort of shadowy barrier to get through. At this point, it's enough time has gone past for everyone to do another check just against the ever-present effects of the Evergloom. I'll get everyone doing a... Now this is, if you're a paladin, give your own bonus to it. Anyone else, don't roll with paladin bonuses because this is more an effect of prolonged exposure rather than any one particular time. You just need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Do I still get
Shut up,
advantage?
No,
Can't do it for these ones.
not a spell.
But a spell or magical effect.
Yes, we'll call it a magical effect. It's a
So does that mean I can re-roll?
No, you can't. Sorry. I'm not within
Aw.
30 feet for the whole duration.
it's a bit strange with these sorts of things where there's
I
clearly a dice roll involved, but it's the sum of the continuous activity over the course of an hour. So Sharpie doesn't actually see you fail it. There's no
That's
single point when he can do it. For the same reason, that's why I don't usually give let people do what's the +4 cantrip guidance on something like a tracking check. You can't follow someone for a day just casting guidance of them on every 6 seconds. But they're all useful in combat sort of situations, or most others. But any case, how are we looking? Let me jump back to the fun place of the chat. So Ash, you're okay. Oh, Core, Oh, Sharpie. Oh my God. Riddle.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Only the paladins are remaining strong.
Oh my God. Okay, let's start. Riddle, you're at the top. We have to spend some time in the cone of silence. Um, where are we? Okay. Riddle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So what's happened is this Evergloom sapping your joie de vivre, your mojo, is causing you to just not forget who you are. You might remember that you used to be a certain way, but you're not anymore.
Yep.
Can you jump to your flaws, traits?
Yep, I've got
You
it in front of me.
Got them up. Okay. So what have you got? What's in the just? You don't have to read the whole thing out, but what's your? Is there 4 things that you've got listed there?
I've got something for basically personality traits, ideals, flaws. I think my ideals are fairness and aspiration. I'm determined to make something of myself, and I never target people who can't afford to lose a few coins.
Okay. So just read the first thing is what was it? Faults.
I've got flaws as well. I can't resist swindling people who are more powerful than me.
So flaws. What's the next one?
I think I am much smarter than I actually am.
Is that another flaw?
Flaw, yeah.
Okay. So how many? What I needed you to do is basically randomly roll one of those things and just go through all the way through the list, and determine one. I'm just calling up D&D Beyond because then I can see what we're talking about here. Collections, campaigns, Choltingar, and Riddle View. I'm just trying to get a handle on what you mean by there's lots of different. Is that in features and traits?
Yep.
Fey presence. Oh no.
I've got a few options. This is what I was getting at.
Description. Oh, there we go. Personality traits. It's in description.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy. Roll a d10 for me.
Not a problem. I'll do that quickly on the...
Yep.
Four.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm slow to trust, but very loyal to those who I do trust. So that personality trait no longer exists for you. You've lost an aspect of your personality.
Okay.
So one thing is you might be more trustworthy of strangers, but also that fierce loyalty to those close to you.
Is not as strong.
It's not as strong either. This is what this thing is. It sort of mutes down everything.
Yeah.
And so you could keep it in your thing and just put Lost in Shadowfell in brackets next to it or something if you want in your character sheet.
Yep. I'll do that now.
Okay. And I'll jump back to everyone else.
Yep.
1 sec. Okay, for everyone else. Let's see who was next. That was Riddle and then Sharpie. So for everyone else who failed, if you can just go to your character sheets to call up your personality traits. I think they're in D&D Beyond there. And I'll bring Riddle back and then I'll come back in. Okay, Sharpie, you should hear me now. It's just us.
Yep, got it.
And I've got into D&D Beyond. Okay, and under description, I think it is. Oh, great. Okay, so personality traits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you roll a d10 and just re-roll zeros, one of these aspects of your personality is either gone or muted or forgotten.
9.
9. Okay, so actually you lose one of your flaws. My tribe worshipped Malar, and I still have the god's symbol scarred into my cheek.
That doesn't make a whole bunch of sense.
No, because it's not an aspect of your personality that you forget. In what way is that a flaw for you? Just
Because Malar is a chaotic evil god and generally not liked by anybody.
and do you still worship Malar? Is that
No, I got rid of
turned
that.
from that? Okay.
Turned from that in middle of the
All right.
Icewind Dale.
So I'm happy for you to roll again, so you've got something to actually role play. Or we could have that you are
The scar
ambivalent.
disappears.
The scar disappears, and you are ambivalent towards Malar. Neither, turning from him or worshipping him either.
Okay, let's do that.
That still keeps things to what you rolled.
Sure.
Okay. In that case, so that was core. I see. Okay, so then it was core was the other one. All right, I'll move you back and I'll move core in.
Thanks.
Okay, core, can you hear me? We've got your character sheet up in D&D Beyond. And if we look in description, you've got your personality traits, 2 of those, 2 ideals, a bond and a flaw. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy, 5, 6. Can you roll a d6 for me and tell me what you roll?
Yes. A 4.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Might. So that ideal of the strongest are meant to rule, and so that aspect of your personality is no longer there. You don't really value that as much. You're not going to be juicing up on the creatine, and and value might as much as you have. It's not the opposite. You don't hate it or anything like that. But might is not necessarily just strongest, but depends on how you interpret it. But
Yeah,
whatever
most
that is,
powerful.
you can edit that in your character sheet to show that it was once there, and that it was lost to Shadowfell, despair, or Evergloom. It may not be something that shows up in the in roleplay that much, but it's still there. And one of the scars of the adventure, outlasting this campaign.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I added that there now.
Okay, all right. I'll move us both back then. Okay, so we're all back. You're standing before this field. You're all a little despondent. You've been walking through the Shadowfell for a few hours now since the last encounter, and let's see. Aragon and Ash Louise, you both notice as you're walking along that Sharpie's scar is not there. He's not scarred. There's no scar on his face. He had 3 claw marks at one stage, like since you've ever known him from level 1.
Oh boy.
You may not care, but it's just something a little bit odd.
Do I sense that there has been sinister magic, oppressive magic upon us or upon my party members? Then
You can roll a religion or an arcana for me, Ash.
okay.
Your call.
It's like tattoos switching people, like shimmering. It really is annihilation.
Yeah. Corrupted things. Hellhounds that breathe black tentacles. How'd you go?
Fine. Arcana. I'll do religion.
Okay.
Ugh, here we go. Ooh, that's not bad. A dirty 20.
Oh, happy days. Okay. So, from your religious learnings, you're familiar enough with the Shadowfell to know um, one of the where the Feywild is a mirror image of the Shadowfell. The Feywild of light and laughter and enjoyment and excess. The Shadowfell is the opposite, and the Raven Queen, at least maybe not the Raven Queen who rules the Shadowfell, amongst other beings that may dwell there. You eventually forget yourself, but it's not so much of an intellectual thing. It's more of the core of your personality, and this is what you would attribute to what's happening while you're being here. Maybe that's also why the Shadowkai spend so much energy trying to just maintain something to remind them that they're alive. And so I guess to cut a long story short for you, you don't sense any particular malicious attack or anything. This is just the nature of being here. And you would probably think that if you stay here long enough, or you lose any abilities to help each other out and thwart this, you may all become like the living zombies below.
I'd like to just sort of sidle up to Jacuz and quite casually go, Dear Jacuz, you've displayed your prowess in battle so many times in the months, I've known you. Could you remind me of the story of how you got that scar on your face?
Oh, that's Sharpie.
Oh, sorry. Is that
Sharpie
Sharpie?
overhears this and goes, You
I thought that was
sure
Jacuz.
What?
I
Scar
swear
on
you
my
said
face.
Jacuz.
I know we're very hard to tell apart. Twins almost.
Yeah, Danny
I say that's
DeVito,
Sharpie.
Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger come to mind.
He just looks at you and goes, "What scar?"
What Scar?
You know, the scar on your face from the fight with the thing.
He doesn't seem to recall, Ash.
Just looks at you blankly.
Yeah.
I just lay a reassuring pat on him and cast Remove Curse.
Does that reverse the effect?
Now, remove curse. What level spell is that?
It is a 3rd level, but it just says, at your touch, all curses end, basically. On one creature.
I'm just checking. Yes, it does. And Sharpie, you recover.
Sharpie screams as the scars kind of
Yeah.
re-etch themselves back onto his face.
You're welcome.
and he he says, "Mala! Oh no!" Ah.
He just kind of looks at Ash, goes, "I'm not sure if that was a good thing or not," and then kind of just shrugs, and rubs his fingers on his face.
Ash, what did you do to Sharpie's face?
I didn't do anything. I did him a favor. That's what I did.
All right, some kind of remove curse you got yourself there. Okay. Everyone's all looking at you a little bit askance there. A bit of side eye going on, Ash. But back to business. What are you doing with this bridge?
I'm gonna continue forward.
Okay.
Could we summon anything or send it on ahead, maybe? What do you make of the area ahead, Sharpie?
Sharpie is in the process of looking at that. And so this field, what is it?
You can roll an Arcana on it, Sharpie, if you wish.
Sharpie will take his 24.
Okay, you're fairly confident that this is a boundary between sort of either domains or demiplanes, a demarcation of where you might travel from one realm to another. There's some worlds where you don't sort of plane shift or step through a door or whatnot, but they're actually adjacent and next to each other. But there's some sort of not physical boundary, but there's a tangible boundary between them.
Right, and this is fairly close to this Shavalak's, the light we think is Shavalak.
Oh, this is halfway across the bridge to go to the island where the glow is coming from.
Right, so this could easily be the boundary to his demiplane.
Yes.
All right, Sharpie will say that.
Okay.
Good enough for me. Riddle walks forward straight into it.
Okay. You make a riddle-sized hole momentarily in the wall, and then the shadows sort of swarm like an oil slick on water to fill the gap that you've just made. And you find Riddle. We've actually got a little fence here, so we'll use that. Riddle, you're on the other side. Core, you were about to march through until sort of Sharpie was doing Arcana, and you get through fine as well. Riddle and Core. Oh, how about Sharpie? You've done one of those dice rolls for your psychic thing to talk to the Shadow Kai. You don't have any connection up with anyone else right now?
Connection with all the party, yes.
Okay, all right.
And psychic powers.
Okay. So how long does that... Do you have enough to connect to everybody?
Hang on, how many people do we have currently?
Because I think you have to roll a number of hours, and there's not that many hours in the day.
I spend multiple psychic points to renew.
Okay.
So basically I've just said I spend 2 psychic points, and that covers most of the day that we're not sleeping.
Oh, does it? Okay. All right. If you're confident that that's going to cover the hours, or just roll them offline, that's fine.
Yep, we'll do.
And yeah, so it just means you've got telepathic contact with Riddle and Core, and as they walk through, you lose that contact. That's why I was asking.
Yep, no worries.
And we might put so you lose the contact there, but you've still got contact with everyone else. Riddle. Okay. Remember I said it was feeling quite cool where you were? As soon as you step through this field, it becomes humid. There's still that sort of shadow evergloom weight on your shoulders, but it's absolutely humid and muggy, and that horrible deep in the jungle sort of swelter.
Eh.
Yeah.
It's making my fur weird.
Yes, yeah. Go all frizzy. And now you can see a little bit clearer now. There's not that sort of perpetual sort of shadowy gloom. It's a bit clearer here. And you can see a large island in the distance. It looks like it's surrounded by vegetation on the border, but the slope rises fairly steeply, fairly quickly, and then it plateaus, and it's all built up area with walls. There's a large sort of fortification at the end of the bridge.
Can we see their silhouettes through this field?
You can see them on the other side chatting and talking to one another and pointing off into the distance.
Well, I'll step on through as well.
Yep. Okay. Same thing happens, Sharpie, where you lose contact with.
Yep.
With
Sharpie will wander through.
Okay. When you do, you lose contact with the other three, and it'll take reconnecting.
Yep. I'll wait till they obviously come through.
So I'll assume everyone else comes through and the same thing happens, and you now all find yourselves in that sweltering heat.
And just so you know, I don't have contact with Masika because I can only do 5 people.
Okay, all right. So Masika's out of it for now. Okay, you find that your light, probably the mall will give this away, is half distance and if a bright light becomes dim. So same effect there. It seems like you're still in the Shadowfell or in a realm of the Shadowfell. Think of Ravenloft, where there's many domains. It's the same with the Feywild. It's the same with the Shadowfell. And yeah, beyond you, it looks like there's water in all directions, apart from at the end of this bridge.
Gonna trudge forward across the bridge.
Okay. You head across to the bridge, and you can see the whole island is ringed in high walls, but there's a gate at the front, and let's see, Sharpie and Core, can you do a just a straight intelligence roll for me? Just moving back to party marching order.
Oh, 19.
What? Okay. All right. So, Core. Oh, what's the new psychic connection there? Oh, that's your intelligence roll there. Okay.
Yeah, new psychic connection is just the hours for the new psychic.
Oh, I
Tell
see.
me, like-
I see. That was the 6. Okay. Cool. Okay, you're not too sure. It looks Cholton, the architecture, and you hear a gasp from Masika up the back. And she says, "By the great deceiver himself, it's Mezro." And for those of you who've been to Mezro, you might recognise these walls now that Masika points it out. But last time you paddled boats up and then scaled the walls. This is above water level. What do you want to do? Just heading on in?
Are the gates open?
They are, yes.
Let us walk through the gates.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. As you approach, you see runes on a plinth. Looks like they're written in ancient Cholton. And Masika frowns at this and says that this is not a signpost that says Mezro. It now says Irunji, the Shade Walk. I'll put that into the chat for you. But there's still a maze, a symbol, much like Abtal's symbol. Odd. Irunji.
So is there like a maze itself sketched on there, or is it just...
Yeah, there is. There's a symbol. There's like a symbol, and you can, when you look up closer, it's an incredibly detailed maze.
Anyone got a piece of paper and some charcoal? I got a hunch this is going to come in handy later.
sure someone probably does, but
Yeah.
Ooh, I may have incense.
No.
maybe not. Maybe not.
Actually, Sharpie has books and quills and stuff.
Okay.
Got a torch. I can just light it and make some charcoal. Probably take a while though.
Yeah. All right. You can fashion something. It's not great because you're just doing homemade charcoal and tearing a page out of a book or whatnot. But you can take a rubbing that might help you.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Any plans about heading through here, barring see where we end up?
If this is anything like the place before, Mezro before, might be a safe assumption to try for the center.
Yep. Sharpie, you spot something either side of the gateway. There's as you remember in Mezro, there's lots of carvings and ornate decoration, bas relief in the walls. But either side of this gate, there's two enormous inscriptions of warriors.
All right, cast detect magic and check see if this. Well, actually, first to investigate to see if they're like traps or something, if they've got
Yep.
information,
Yep.
and then
Okay.
cast detect magic.
Do an investigation for me.
27.
Okay. You can see that the indentation, the grooves around the two figures are deeper than those around etched into the rest of the stone. And indeed, the two figures do radiate enchantment magic. Quite strong.
All right, can Sharpie try and disarm them, or figure out if there's some way to stop them coming alive, or what would make them come alive?
You can roll a Arcana for that.
Come on. 34.
Oh, and then that's a natural 20. Okay, so you believe these are probably creations, golems, and they're often set in places to protect areas. They're protectors or defenders, and there's usually some phrase or triggering action that would cause them to awaken an attack. But there's no way of knowing what the particular phrase is for whoever created these.
So no idea if they've got an action. Like if they've got an order, they could have an order if we walk across the threshold to attack.
It could be, yeah. So much, yeah. So you know, it's much like a glyph of warding, where when you create it, you also create some sort of condition for when they will do something, or like a readied action of your own in combat. But you don't know what you can't tell what the condition is.
Yep, I'll pass that along to everyone else and try climb the wall somewhere else, see if that works. But I'd
Okay.
be surprised if they didn't attack when we walked in here.
Yep. Okay. Just going to see about another. A gate of some sort. I think I've got one. Okay, I'm just moving everyone to a new map. You go to climb the wall. Sharpie, do you want to do a climbing check for me? It's quite easy. You can roll it with advantage, but it's athletics. You're hauling yourself up.
24.
Okay. I'm just going to drag us over so that you can see. Can you see it resolving?
Yeah, I can see the whole map.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, so you're off over to the side here. You're just climbing up this wall. And once you get about 10 feet off the ground, indeed, to everyone's horror, the statues do indeed step out of their grooves, take on solid form rather than being sort of two-dimensional pictures, and they're armed with these large stone clubs.
If we're gonna trigger them, shall we get ready?
Bit late now.
Yeah.
Chance to speak up was about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. I'll get yourselves to put yourselves in the initiative order. I've cleared it out. Core 23, Jackus 8. You were 8 before, I think, Jackus. 22, Sharpie, 9, Riddle. I think we're all there. Masika, I forgot. I forgot to even. This time.
Here we go.
Good. So we're all set. Okay. So these things emerge, looking angry. Jackus, are you astride ice at this stage?
Yep.
I'm just getting everyone into an actual square again. Okay, good. In that case, I'm just going to make you bigger. That's all.
Sure.
Okay. However, Aragon, you're top of the pops with 23. Oh, hang on. What's your? Because Core's on 23 as well. What's your two respective dexterities?
I mean,
14.
Okay. All right. It's Core. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Oh, okay. This is a wall or a fence or something in front of me?
Oh, yeah, it's a fence.
Right.
Costs you about 5 foot just to hop over it.
Actually, just run around.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna swing at him with the oat binder, but I am doing it as a booming blade.
Oh, okay. All right.
For a 14 to hit.
Okay, 14 hits. Oh no, 14 misses. Sorry, you do sort of hit it, but it's not effective. It clangs off the stone.
Right, as it clangs off the stone, I'm gonna look up at it. Crap. And get angry. And go ahead and bonus action rage now.
Okay. Bonus action rage. Aragon.
I'm going to walk around this fence as well.
Okay.
To this one here.
Yes.
As I'm walking up, I'm casting Thunderous Smite as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and hit him.
Okay, roll to hit.
$29 to hit.
29 hits.
15 from the sword, and must make a DC 18 strength save for the Thunderous Smite.
It fails that.
Cool. It must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Okay, so it's knocked prone, but I won't move it back because Core's in the way.
Yep. It also takes 2d6 damage, which was 6 thunder damage.
Okay. It takes the full thunder and it takes the full damage from your sword. So what's the total damage?
Total damage is 21.
Nice one. Okay. Do you have a second attack?
I do have a second attack.
Okay. Armor class 15 misses.
15 misses.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine.
Okay, and the bonus is gone. So, Sharpie, you're clinging to the wall 10 feet up. You're about level with this thing's head.
It's on the floor now, so I'm going to drop down.
Okay, Rob, down you go. No problem.
And, well, since it's there, I will attack it with advantage.
Advantage because it's prone?
Correct.
Oh, you're going to melee it?
Yes,
Okay.
that's why I'm dropping down.
Yep, sure. Okay.
I'm just going to reroll that one in case there's a crit handy. And there is a crit handy.
Oh, nice one. Okay, so you crit. Double everything. Well, all your dice.
Okay, that's 37, 43, 44.
Wow. Awesome. Okay, big blow, and it sort of shakes its head. And it probably doesn't say anything. It's a golem, but it shakes its head as if it's got something inside its head that it doesn't like. Is that you done, Sharpie?
That's me done.
Okay. Masika hops over the fence and goes slash, attacking this thing 3 times. One misses, and another one does a crit. And she does, some damage to it. Let's see. Okay. It goes. These guys go. Okay, so first, one on Masika. Two hits. Doing 33 damage in total. Slamming, bludgeoning attacks. This one that's prone stands up. And we've got a d6 to do. 1, 2, it's Aragon. 3, 4, it's Core. 5, 6, it's Sharpie. Oh, crikey. Okay, Sharpie, this thing strikes at you. Hitting armor class 12.
That misses.
Tries
Amazing.
again and hits a natural 20. And that's going to do 27 damage.
All right, I'll use my uncanny dodge for half, so that's.
Does that
14.
use your reaction?
It does, yes.
You didn't use your reaction to re-roll your
Nope.
1?
No, that's only if I get other people to reroll a 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Okay. In that case, you halve that. And Riddle, what do you want to do? You're up the back there.
I am going to hop through to here,
Okay.
forward a little bit, so I can definitely got a clear line of sight on the one.
You did before. They're 10 feet tall. Pretty tall.
Yeah. I'm just trying to choose which one.
Okay.
Malika, I'm going to the one in front of her. I'm going to cast polymorph.
Oh, okay.
Wisdom save 19, or it turns into a rat.
Okay. Okay, it's going to have advantage against that, so I'm just rolling twice. 19, is it?
Yep.
Okay, it shrinks down and turns into a rat.
It stays like that for an hour as long as no one hits it.
Okay, all right. We'll move on into Jackus while he's having action. While we're doing that, Riddle, can you just check your polymorph and make sure it can affect constructs? Sometimes they say you cast it on one target, blah blah blah. You know. And,
creature.
Yep, that's fine. It's a creature.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Jackus.
Alright, is the construct to the north still down?
They're all standing now.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna attack this one
Okay.
with if it hits, I'm gonna trip attack.
Okay.
And these are constructs, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Mace of Smiting. Finally.
Finally, you gotta use it. 29. So he has to do a DC 18
Strength.
strength save or be prone.
Okay, it fails that, so it's knocked down. How much damage does it take from that?
20.
Okay. And now you get
Second.
advantage.
Yep. Second attack. Another 29.
Okay, that also hits.
I'm gonna do a level 1 Divine Smite.
Okay. Unload.
Oh, just 17.
17 damage in total.
Yep. And then bonus action with Trauma.
Okay. Now, trauma, you smash into it, and these things are resistant to non-magical attacks.
Oh, it's magical because of my gloves. They're gauntlets.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I was just going to say they're immune to non-magical weapons unless they're adamantine, which your hammer is anyway.
Yeah, alright. So another 21 damage.
Okay. What's with the... Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this thing's got huge chunks of stone and cracks all through it. And that's your turn, and it's Ash Louise.
I will. Oh, actually, do I go for a Toll the Dead? I will do a Sacred Flame on the top one.
Okay.
Just to make a deck save.
Deck save, and that's the one that's most damaged. And it fails.
And it fails. Oh, brilliant. So that is 4d8 radiant damage. 22 radiant damage.
Nice one.
And as a bonus action, I will create a spiritual weapon just next to Masika, and it will slash away at the other one. Oh, nat 1. So that's a miss. Okay.
I'm just bringing your spiritual weapon out there. The one that Masika's fighting to the south. Uninjured.
Which is also currently a rat.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Never mind then. It missed anyway.
I'm just going to shrink him down. I'm happy for you to put your sword up on the top one. Still missing, but then you don't have to move it next turn if you don't want.
Sure. I mean, probably won't be around next turn.
Yeah. Core. Mr. Rage.
Okay. Yep, I forgot to roll on the wild table last turn.
Okay.
The effect that occurred was shadowy tendrils lash around me, and each creature of my choice must make a con save.
Oh, okay. It fails with a 10, I presume.
DC would have been 17 right now.
And what happens when it gets...
It takes 1d12 necrotic, which is 1.
Okay. Still takes it?
Yep.
And what do you want to do this turn?
I am going to... Was he prone there at the moment?
He is now, yep.
Yep, perfect. I'll just make 2 attacks on him with advantage while raging.
Okay.
Yeah, 25 and a 24.
Both hit.
So for the first one, total of 10 damage. And the second, 14.
Okay, it's not quite dead, but it's a whisker away. Is that the end for you, Core?
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay, Aragon.
I'm going to attack it as well.
Okay, roll to hit.
24.
24 hits.
And total damage was 14, so...
Okay, it crumbles into gravel and you're faced with rubble and a destroyed golem. Sharpie? Or Aragon,
Sharpie
anything
is-
else? Sorry, before we move on.
Looking around down here, seeing the rat in place of the golem, I'm going to go, I may leave that alone.
Yep, okay. Sharpie.
Sharpie is going to move down to here, bonus action dash. He's just going to take a bag out of his pouch of holding and try and stuff this rat into a sack.
Okay, all right, roll to hit.
Hang on, what have I got?
Don't roll to hit, roll an athletics. It's a grapple.
Okay. 24.
All right, you grab the rat. It's a slippy little sucker. It rolled 18, but it doesn't get +6.
Excellent. Right, well, I stuff it into a sack.
Okay, you have a stone golem rat in a sack, and it's squeaking away trying to get out, but cannot. At least not in the short term.
All right. It's my turn.
Okay, we're out of combat, guys.
Very tidy.
So I vote before we put the bag on the floor or it'll walk away. We've got an hour to get as far as we can.
Sounds
I
like
mean, if the bulky lads just surround it, you could dump it out. They could all take one whack, and that would be the end of it, surely.
I like Riddle's plan.
Well, might be for the best. Don't know if it'll hunt us when it eventually comes back.
Riddle, do you want to tell them what happens with polymorph when you kill the polymorphed creature?
I just let you guys know that if you even poke it or kill it in this form, it's going to turn right back into a golem, and you have to get it at full health.
Oh yes, I'm aware. It's just that maybe if I fly, I can pick it up, drop it in like a chimney or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually,
You could just
Sharpie's going
drop
to
it
take his
down.
lantern out, and it's because the lantern's sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Just take the wick out and put the rat in the lantern.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So basically, it can't chew its way out or anything. So we now just have a rat in a box.
Okay.
Very fancy.
For an hour. Because at the end of the hour, it goes back to being a golem either way.
That's cool.
All right. It'll take another athletics check for you to try and grapple it again. It's just like when you try and grab a cat out of a bag. But I'll give you an advantage because it's at a disadvantage because it's already in a bag.
19. I'm really good at athletics.
Okay, you grab it and put it inside the lantern glass area and manage to pop the lid back down so you can hear this as it starts to scratch against the sides of the glass. And then run to the other side and run to the other side trying to get its way out, but it can't. Okay, where to from here?
Sharpie will leave the lantern here.
Oh, okay, all right. So leave the lantern here. Rest of you head on inside.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The door, the gate is open. Beyond the gates, there's an assortment of stone huts, buildings in a myriad of shapes. It looks very much like Mezro did in terms of the architecture and layout and so on. It looks like there's some sort of magically constructed stone walls that join some of the buildings together, forming a maze of some sort. And so that there's a couple of ways you can go, left or right or straight ahead. and after a while, looking down that street, it turns again. But there's a bit of a clearing at the start in the open area. And there's crowds of people making their way to and from, being about their business, to and from the buildings within. All different races, tabaxi, humans, elves and half-elves, mostly human, looking Cholton from their heritage. There's a putrid smell lingers in the air. Looking at them a bit more carefully or closely, the people who are coming and going look like Mezroan in a population. However, they all appear sickly, with greying skin, much like the Shadowkai have that sort of grey skin. They're dressed mostly in plain black and grey cloth and leathers, leached of all colour. Sorry, I missed that. Riddle?
Do these people seem to be paying attention to us?
Yeah, they're not just automatons, but they don't seem interested in you at all. So yeah, the general population of Mezro seems to be here. The city's, lifted as is, and they're being about their business. Maybe walking a bit slowly than others might. Even kids playing in the street are sort of just casually rolling rocks like dice or marbles, things like that, but not with any real enthusiasm.
So guys, where do we want to head?
Is this Mezro?
Yeah, it looks like you're in Mezro.
But given my dirty 20 Arcana, like, is this the actual Mezro that's been shunted in here, or is this like the Shadowfell's just kind of copy of Mezro, or has Mezro been elsewhere but has been dragged here by like Chevrolet?
It looks identical to the Mezro that you're in, although the Mezro that you're in was all dilapidated and in a ruin, as if it was weathered, whereas this place looks like it's been upkept and is intact. The buildings within it have been made into a maze by some sort of stony structures joining some of the buildings together, forming long 30-foot wide passages, roughly, basically roads through the building. But when you moved through Mezro last time, you could fairly easily pick your way through. Still, remember, it was slow going, but this is Mezro turned into a maze. It looks like there's no quick or easy shortcuts getting around the place here. Pretty much at the level of your of the building height, there's that same oily, slick field. So there's sort of like almost like you're underground, even though there's twilight coming through the oil slick to light up very dimly the ground beneath you. Ash, this ashy-skinned child, grubby, dressed in rags, sort of slowly walks up to you.
Oh, she will bend down and smile. Hello, little one.
Okay. The child doesn't smile at you, but sort of acknowledges that you're looking at it and engaging, and just holds out a crumpled piece of something. Looks like parchment or whatnot.
I will take it and open it.
Okay. Okay. The child sort of walks away, just slowly back to a game of marbles, a game of nonchalant marbles. It's got a single letter, like a rune inscribed on it. And you can see, looking around, there's many banners and things, like addresses or symbols on banners hung over many of the doorways of the houses in the area.
So what was that last bit on the doors of the houses?
There's runes on banners above the doorways.
It seems like something for the wizard.
Sort of like a Cholton form of heraldry.
It's just like an address, right? So
Yeah.
Oh,
so we just need to find out who sent this message.
I see.
Can we see an address that matches that room?
Yeah, you can roll a perception for me to have a look about. There's no big, figuring things out, so it's just a straight perception roll. Sure.
25.
Okay, all right. Looking around, there's probably more than 30 buildings that you can see in the immediate vicinity, and you do see one a couple of houses back that has a banner that matches it.
Just over there, Ash.
Turn sharply. Ooh, well spotted.
Sharpie's at the door over here.
I will traipse over there.
Okay.
No, clearly wanted to speak to you, and Sharpie steps back.
I go, you think so? I mean, surely the child just handed off to the first person. I just blithely.
You were in the middle of the group, though. So clearly.
Oh, you may be right, Archmage. Oh, Masika, do you need some healing?
Yes, definitely. I took massive blows from that golem.
7 plus her number of hit dice.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how much.
This is very complex.
Yeah. Or you could say our level, but I don't know if she could be a different level to us.
That's fine. Okay. She thanks you.
And then I will knock on the door if turn around, see if everyone's happy, where they are.
Okay.
Just in case. You paladins want to position yourselves however you want before I knock on this, child's door?
Oh, I'm good here.
I'm fine.
I just open it. It's like black tentacles that grab and bring me inside.
All right. You knock on the door. The door opens, and a dwarf warrior of some sort in plate armor looks at you, looks around, looks a little bit surprised. Let's have a look. Just get him in there.
Dwarves got a whole bunch bigger recently.
I can't even see this one here. It's showing up for you quicker than me. Oh, there he is. All right, good. Another one will appear any minute now. Just a bit slower for me. And he says, "Come in, or leave the wolf."
Alright.
It is a little bit cramped. It's a fairly large building, but it's filled with crates and boxes, and there's a wooden long table decorated with various parchments and things. Is everyone going in?
Yep.
Sharp, you'll stay outside and watch.
Okay.
Just outside the door.
Oh, Jacos, you're enormous. There you go. Now you can move in. I assume you're just getting off the ice. There's an elf and a dwarf inside. The elf is dressed in travelling robes and the dwarf in metal armour. And they greet you and say, "Oh, it's good to see people who haven't lost themselves." And the elf says, "Yes, by what means do you come here and for what purpose?" They're speaking in common.
Well, I was sent here to find and defeat Chavrelac, but I think now our purpose has become even larger than that, definitely.
They both look at each other and said, "We've spent weeks researching the people and the city with the goal of freeing those bound by Chavrelac the Corruptor."
I brighten up. And what have you discovered that may be of use? How can we best him?
It's difficult. We've spent so long. We've lost some of our number to to Chavrelac's encroachment. What we do know is, have you spent any time in the Shadowfell proper?
Out of character, I don't think we've been here 24 hours, have we?
No, I don't think you've had a long rest here.
I think we have actually.
You've spent at least a few hours here. You've travelled.
Yeah, we have not yet been here a day, but we've already experienced its effects. It does act quickly, doesn't it?
Yes, he says. Yes, the effects of the Shadowfell is to drain you of your being. In the Shade Walk, in Shadowfell's area, instead of being a mindless husk, you become enthralled willingly to Chavrelac. It's a corrupting force rather than a malaise.
Is there any way to protect yourself?
Yes, I've placed a ward on this building, a glyph, and it has weakened the effects of Chavrelac's corruption, and that's how we've been able to survive for so long, and only making minor journeys outside and then retreating back here. We journeyed to Cholt. It's clear that they're not Cholton. We journeyed to Cholt to eliminate the source of the death curse. I don't know if you heard about that. And after it ended, we continued exploring the jungles. And we stumbled across a shadow gate, bringing us into the Shadowfell, and we ended up here while searching for a way out. Have any of your group been acting strangely?
I mean, aside from Ash, like scarring people for life.
Yes. Well, there was more than two of us. We were a party of 5 at one stage, much like you. And even within the first day, some of us began acting strangely and then just disappearing the following day. And it seems that deeper in the city, there are secret passages that lead from this area into a shifting maze. the Lythine, the elf, says, "My brother Varga placed this ward in the hopes of keeping everyone hidden. But Varga also vanished the day after, succumbing. And while the ward has held, it has a limited duration, so we were starting to despair."
Would you be up to joining us? To go take the fight to whatever is at the center of all this?
Can you roll a persuasion?
Oh God, can anyone help me? Or
You can do it with advantage. I assume somebody can chip in.
or if anyone else would like to make the check as well. Let's see. That's the first roll. Oh, so slow. And that's a 10.
Okay. They say yes. We're willing. We're willing to help. We want to help. We've and as we said, we've been researching this for weeks. The ward has only got a few days left. But what we know of is that if we can make it to the centre of the maze, there's a spire within. We believe that's Shoveluk's domain, where Shoveluk can be found, the centre of their power. And we have seen it from a distance. It looks like a tall, glowing red, not with lava, but with some sort of deeper red energy. And it's drawing them from these floating shards that are chained to it. And we believe that if we can get to the tower and make our way up and destroy these shards, each time we do so, we'll weaken Shoveluk before I find any final confrontation.
Can you lead us to this place?
Well, we can go with you and help, but it's a shifting. It's a walls shift, and it's pretty much a race trying to get to the centre before you get blocked off.
Can you just fly over it?
No, it seems that there's a field. We haven't been able to do that, and teleportation or movement magic doesn't seem to work here. Even things like, and Lythine says, I normally can cast Misty Step, even just a short duration, which I thought would get me past a wall, but they don't work here. And while you can fly to the level of that oil slick above, but it doesn't. If you go through that, you find yourself back in the Raven Queen's realm. And while that oil slick you can use it to get out, you then have to go back across the bridge to get back in.
Oh, what kind of a timeline do you think we have to get through the maze?
Oh, it might be a matter of hours.
Okay.
The other thing that the dwarf says is, and Ash, you can probably tell that from the garb and the symbols and so on, that the dwarf is actually a priest, not a warrior, or maybe a bit of both, considering the dwarven religion. Bovran Giantbeard. And they say that my divination magics fail as well, while I can still act as a conduit, a channel for my god's divine might. I can't ask for answers or contact directly with any divination magics.
Why do you think that is? Is it Chevrolac or just the fact that we are in this realm?
I think this realm, it may be Chevrolac's intention or design on this demiplane, but some demiplanes are more prisons or more removed from the outer planes where some people's gods reside. So I don't know if defeating Chevrolac will mean that divination magics will work again, but either way, divination's not available while within this realm at least.
What is your advice on our next course of action?
Well, if you're willing to assault on Chevrolac's the blight assault the blight spire, within a few hours we might be able to make our way through the maze.
Any idea what kind of resistance to expect?
There's powerful undead we've encountered, defeated where we can. We lost our two scouts to a dead beholder. Well, undead beholder. And there are other creatures within as well, more native to the Shadowfell.
You suggest we leave soon?
Sorry, what's that, Jackus?
Do you suggest we leave soon? If we want to assault this tower?
Maybe we should consider a rest if we can. Sounds like something we should be fully prepared for.
There's only a couple of days left on the ward, but we'll probably only have one fight with Chevrolac if that's where we end up.
Right, so we can take a rest before going there.
They're looking to you, Guy. Although they've got information, they seem to be looking for the party for a bit of guidance.
Who needs a rest? Because I actually don't, but if some of you need one, then
I can do with a short rest, I think.
Sharp is okay.
yeah, maybe a short rest.
Okay.
A long rest will get me polymorph back, but a short rest will do me if need be. Up to you guys.
I think I'll just heal Masika a bit more and then we just short rest it out.
Okay. Masika can, if you can heal, then that's great. But if we take a short rest, she'll spend hit dice.
That's fine then. I will use my last channel divinity to refresh everyone's temp HP and give temp HP to our new friends as well. Since if we short rest, I get it back anyway.
And how many is the temporary hit points?
18.
Okay, I'll just put them on Masika here. Okay. And where's the mage? There you are. Okay, has everyone got their can spend any hit dice or make all your adjustments for a short rest. You manage to have a short rest without being interrupted in any way. And then the party of 9 goes heading off.
Yeah.
Do I?
How powerful are these companions? Oh, sorry to interrupt you.
Sorry.
Well, they seem quite capable.
Cool.
No way to really know until you see them in action, but... where are you? Lythine. Okay, so I think that's everyone. You can see the names there now too. Okay, so they take you over to through the maze of buildings, crawling over some debris, some growing vines, and they take you over to an unmarked section of wall. Lythine says, "I've witnessed others doing this. Shadowkin, we call them the Lost, ones who've become thrall to the Shavalak, the Corruptor." And Lythine says, "Here, I'll show you." And Lythine goes and holds up 2 hands and presses them on the wall and just holds them there. And after a few moments, a swirling portal appears, just filled with smoke and shadows, and says it'll stay open only for a few moments. Are we going through?
Open her up.
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay. All right, you step through and appear. No untoward effects of stepping through, other than just a moment of disorientation. You step through and you appear in this long curving corridor. Now it's looks like the magical stone passageways are even more so here and smoothed out to form a more clearly a maze utilising buildings rather than buildings joined together to make a maze. So there's more wall than there is buildings here. And you appear to be in a long curving corridor. It travels around corners to the north and south. The walls here are about 30 feet high, and there's no ceiling, but there's a thick layer of that oily, slick mist.
All right. These guys said they didn't know their way through the maze, or they did?
No, it shifts. We just need to move and see and do as best we can.
Sharpie, you'll take point.
Okay.
I was going to say, I'm happy to take the point unless someone else wanted.
Yeah, if you put yourselves in marching order, that would be good.
Yeah. Suppose I'll stay behind Sharpie if he wants to go.
Okay, so we're in a marching order from left to right. Masika's up the back, I guess. Whoops, sorry, I grabbed everyone. Masika's up the back with Lythine. So remember, they're 30-foot wide passages. You don't need to be... oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, good. All right, we've got a marching order. Sharpie and Core, followed by Ash and Aragon, followed by Bovrin and Riddle and Jacus, then Lythine and Masika up the back. Okay. After it, you can choose a direction. Okay. Yeah, so north or south? Sharpie?
We don't know Bay, so it's just basically picking at random.
Yeah, it is a bit. You can roll a d6. But tell me north or south first before you do.
We're going south.
Okay. Roll your d6. How'd you go?
2.
Okay. All right, so you start wending your way in a long curve to the south. It actually gives you a bit of an indication how deep you are in, because you can start to see all these Ubtao mazes you see are those round ones with block-offs every now and then. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Okay, you walk along, and strange sigils and markings glowing line the walls of an area that you move through. And you see this creature sort of made of smoke, and it's just almost like an octopus might move underwater with its legs walking on the ground, walking on the seafloor. This creature seems to move with tendrils of smoke, so it walks on them. It's emitting soft whispers to itself and looks at you.
Hide.
Looks curiously at you, Core, because Sharpie seems to be invisible.
I am looking curious back at him.
Okay. I will show a picture of how it looks.
Well, he doesn't look pretty.
Can you roll a perception check, Core?
Two.
Okay. No, you can't tell what it's anything about it, but it doesn't look hostile to you.
Right. Turn around to the group. Jeez, wanna walk around?
Sharpie, you're hidden, but you can hear what it's saying as well. So, and you're one of the first two there. You can roll a perception as well.
1 moment. $28.
Oh, okay. You hear it whispering, and you can understand it after, and it seems to be repeating to itself like a obsessed in an obsession, and it's saying, "To read the obscure, you must look for the obvious." And every now and then it glances at these glowing sigils on the wall.
Sharp will pass it on telepathically,
Okay.
and it will take a look at the gifts of the walls, I guess.
Okay. Can you do a investigation on the wall then? I'll post what it's saying into the chat. Okay, you can investigating it with the 24. What you do notice is while there are sigils, there's also some Cholton letters mixed in with them. And while you don't read Cholton, you can recognise a Cholton letter, especially with a 24. And Masika can easily read the Chultran letters when you put them all together. Make a sentence in ancient Mezroan. It says, "Unchain the stones to cripple the shadow." Again, I'll paste that into the chat. And Sharpie, I'm keeping a just a dot of just a track of your moves or decisions that you've made. Okay. From here, there's no left or right or anything. It's just straight on.
Shut his eyes out for hidden passages or concealed things, but other than that, yeah.
No worries. Okay, so you carry on. Unless, I assume no one else, everyone's just following along, avoiding the creature or not interacting or whatever, but following Core and Sharpie's lead. A little bit further on. You come to an area where there's a group of Shadowkin, and they're just wandering this section of the maze. Again, just looking pretty much at their own feet, hands in pockets, kicking rocks and things as they go, but walking sort of aimlessly, although as a group. One of them does look up at you, just noting your approach. Anyone want to do or say anything? From here, you can go left or straight, Sharpie. And it looks like they're milling around the junction.
Yeah, go left, but try and keep a distance from these things.
Okay. Anybody else as you move past? They look like they're going from the left way and going to the straight way, but slowly.
Just continue along.
Okay. Sharpie, can you roll a d6 for me? How'd you go?
4.
Okay. Continuing on, circling again. This time, it curves almost straight away, turns almost straight away, and you end inside the a little bit tighter of a curve, and you're going along. And you come to a section that's pretty much straight and about 90 feet long. The surfaces here are polished, so highly polished, you know how marble can be polished into almost a reflective shine. So much so that you can see your own reflections in the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, Sharpie. It looks like you can see reflections in the stone of other creatures. And it looks like they're looking towards you and poised to attack.
Guys, something's wrong here. Sharpie gets ready to defend himself.
Okay. They're just
Oh,
looking at them. They're just crouched.
what kind of creatures are they?
They look sort of like yourselves.
Ooh.
Is telepathy possible?
I'll give it a shot.
You don't connect with anything, Sharpie. Looks like your own reflection is about to attack you.
No, that's fair. That guy is a jerk.
And I'm just to make it a little bit easier to know who's who. I know you're sort of travelling a little bit tighter than that. But we'll just do this.
I'm going to cast bolstering magic on myself.
Okay.
And cautiously walk out.
Okay, Jacuz, your own image lashes out at you, and looks like it's trying to grasp you.
Oh. Can I fight back?
Yeah, sure. It rolls to hit you and hits armor class 26.
Yep, that hits.
When it grasps your arm, it does. You feel your mind being attacked, almost as if you're damaging yourself, and you take 27 psychic damage.
Damn. Okay.
Please tell me mine does bludgeoning damage.
Ah. You hear Masika cry out as well as her shadow lashes out at her. And Aragon. Yours lashes out at you but misses. Rita, what are you doing at this point?
I'd probably have spare out and just hoping my reflection's not attacking me at this stage.
Yep. Are you observing it to see what it's doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Looks like it's poised to attack you. Sharpie, what are you doing at this stage?
Sharpie casts invisibility.
Okay. Sharpie goes invisible. What about Core? You're you're sort of leading the group. Are you standing still? Are you continuing to move? Or are you doing anything else?
Yeah, basically getting ready to dodge. Just going to actually rush forward. See if that.
Okay.
Make
So,
progress.
so doing the dodge action, but then moving forward. So you go forward your 30 feet or so. Okay. Everybody else?
Yep. 40.
Oh, 40 feet. Yep. Ash, you see Core sort of just looking defensive and moving off.
Is he attacked?
Well, I'm just trying to work out whether the group is all moving together or pausing.
Well, if I'm next, I will try to move
Okay.
with Core.
Yep. Okay. Aragon.
Yeah, same. I'll move up with Core.
Okay.
and keeping pace.
So I'm just going to shuffle everyone along. Sharpie, you're hiding, but you can, because you're a rogue, you can do that as a bonus action anyway if you want to move with the party.
He's casting invisibility rather than moving.
Oh, that's right. It was an invisibility action, but you can still move regardless with everybody else.
He's going to spend the turn checking his reflection first.
Yes, you don't seem to have one.
Cool.
Okay. Aragon, your shadow, your image lashes out at you, hitting class 27 this time.
Yeah, okay.
Doing 27 psychic damage. And Jacques, yours also hits you, hitting class 25.
Yep, that hits.
26 actually. Okay. That's going to do 29 psychic damage. But it looks like while many of them are poised to strike, it's like, I don't know, a line of pelicans, and one dashes in and one doesn't. Then they're not all doing it simultaneously. Core, you're in the lead there. Are you leading everyone continuing on, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Does it look like there's any end to the shiny floor?
It looks like that there is. About 60 feet away, there's an end to the shiny area.
Does
I'm
Riddle
just gonna
notice
dash through that
Sharpie
then
doesn't?
instead of dodging. That's all.
Dodging and moving, yep. Riddle, you can't tell because Sharpie's invisible, so you can't see him.
So I wouldn't see if he's got a reflect. I'm assuming I will notice no reflection of him anywhere.
Yeah, you wouldn't see his reflection either.
Can Jacques dash?
Yep, you can dash instead of dodge if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, because I keep getting hit anyway, so I'm just gonna try to get out as fast as I can.
Okay. All right, so I just need to know who's dashing, who's dodging. Jacques, I'm just going to put you up the... Is anyone else dashing?
Aragon is going to dash.
Okay. All right. And Core's dashing too. All right, so we've got all the muscle races off. Arms flailing like Kermit the Frog. And let's see. Okay, number 4, Aragon. You get attacked once. Missed. Number 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is Lythene gets attacked. And missed. And who was the last one? Number 3, Ash Louise. This is disadvantage. So 5. So you get missed as well.
Oof.
Now, because Core, Jacques, and Aragon dashed, they make it out of the area, but they were being attacked without disadvantage. The rest of you have got one more round of movement in you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you.
I think I'll shout out. Let's just dash for it.
Yeah. Okay. So you all start sprinting, and let's see. Bovrin and Riddle and Ash all get attacked. First, Ash Louise. I'm class 16.
Oh, it just hits.
Oh, okay. In that case, you take 24 psychic damage. Bovrin gets missed, and Riddle. I'm a class 17, Riddle.
Normally yes, but I have mage armor. I've been doing mage armor because of the danger rating.
Yes.
So no.
Okay, so it misses. Great. Okay, and with that, you all get past the mirrored area. And at the end of this mirrored section, core, you can see that you can either go straight or you can turn right at this point.
Okay, I will turn right.
Okay, you turn right. Can you roll a d6 for me?
2.
All right. You're getting a sense that you're getting tighter in. So you've turned the right corner. What I'm doing is on Sharpie, I'm accumulating a number of successes as you try to find your way deeper into this, into the Blight Spire. I'll just correct the marching order here just to get that. Okay, that's about right now. Okay. Let's see, where do you find yourselves? Okay. You come to a large, a cavernous hall. Although it seems quite unstable, there's pits and rocky debris in this area. Large stalactites, even though there's no stalagmites above. What do you want to do, Core or Sharpie? You're both side by side at the front there.
So you said large pits and stalagmites?
Yes. Odd, it looks like the base of a cave.
Sharpie's just going to try and find a way to go around the pits.
Okay. Oh, hold on, let me just... Yeah, okay, so do you want to do a investigation, I guess? That would be if you're looking for a pathway through. It's not really tracking or anything.
25.
Okay, having a look. You hear a bit of a crack and a rumble, and suddenly this huge block, like a large stalactite, comes sailing through the oily slick and then slams into the ground, breaking into many pieces. Maybe a ton of rock just landed on the ground near you. And a few moments later, another one does. It looks like there's, not a continuous avalanche, but a hail of boulders sailing through the ceiling into this area.
Alright guys, what do I do? Pick carefully or just run through it?
I know just what to do, and I will dash forward.
Okay. All right.
Wait!
Okay, do a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. You're trying to leap to avoid any debris that might be falling. Core?
Okay. 50.
Okay, a huge boulder does come sailing down to you. You're about to roll a 1, but because you're so barbaric, you leap aside. It explodes behind you, and you avoid any damage. You get to the end of the cavern, moving you on.
Just turn around, wave them all forward.
Yeah, it's easy. Sharpie?
Yep.
Do you want to try?
Running through.
Okay, do your dash, do your dexterity save.
23.
Okay, Sharpie's on the other end as well. Aragon, you're next in line there.
I will do the exact same thing. Dash on through.
Okay. Go for it. Yep, you make it through as well. Jakus?
Yep. Dash.
Okay, now you're going to have to roll for ice as well. I know ice is with you. We just don't have a token because you're...
Okay. DC. Dexterity save.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll for
hold
you
on.
first and then ice immediately after. Ooh. Okay, so you make it through. Ice gets hit by a boulder, taking 28 damage.
Alright, so
Does
ice
that-
is gone.
Does that banish ice back to the Feywild?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ash Louise, you can see a depressed looking Jacuz, but he is safe on the other side.
Yeah, I will dash as well.
Okay, dexterity saving throw. How'd you go? Oh, 2!
That's a 5.
Oh,
5
oh.
total.
Slam! 30 bludgeoning damage. That should delete any temporary hit points.
Oh yeah, they were gone with the first one.
Yeah, okay. You might want to just check your hit points too. You might not have corrected your maximum when you went up to level 15, because you had a plus there. So your total is higher than your maximum. It's just
Oh yeah.
Yep. Okay, but you are as safe as it gets on the other side. Bovrin tries. Oh, and he gets hit, but survives it. On very badly injured.
Ooh.
Riddle. He took 47 damage from that.
Ow.
Riddle.
16?
Happy days. Joop, 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 joop. Just like a cat. Masika with a natural 20 glides on through. And Lythine will pass also with a 12. Seems quite agile, but you would expect that. Elves tend to be. I think that's everyone.
Time to spend a minute to heal.
Yeah, if you want to do any healing, go ahead. Bofrin does his own healing for a little bit. I don't know if there's anyone else. I know Ash and Jackus are looking pretty bad.
Okay, first spell. Oh, why did I roll 22 d6? I'll just subtract a 5.
That's nice.
Okay, so that is 65 hit points to divide between us all.
Okay.
How much does Bovrin need? I'll top him up.
Bovrid's down 17.
Okay. How much do you need, Jacuz? I've got 48. Take as much as you want.
38.
Okay, then I will give myself 10.
How much are you down?
It's okay, I can still use my healer kit on myself. Let's see.
And while he's doing that, core, there's left or right at the end of this. It's a T-junction. Looks like one of them will probably eventually go deeper in. Do you want to go left or right?
All right. I'm going left.
Go left. In that case, roll your d6.
Did you subtract from Bovrin's temp HP, by the way? He still has his blue bar.
No, I didn't.
It's all good. I guess he still has it then. Yeah.
Well, you can just add that 18 health onto you if you're short. Are you still,
Sure.
Are you still down at all?
I'm only down like single digit.
Yeah, I'll just get that back. That's fine, and because his temp will be gone.
Perfect.
Okay. How did you go with your D? Oh, core. Is that your D6 that you rolled there?
Was
The
a
one.
1. Yep.
Okay. And sorry, you were going left?
Yep.
Okay. You're feeling good about your choices, your life choices, Core. You can tell you can tell you're making progress. Okay. You come into a section. It's even more curved. You're in sort of like a probably three ranks into the city now. It's much tighter than it was before. Let's have a look. And the walls of this section, 80 foot long, have shards of crystal embedded into them. They're cut into a variety of shapes. Core, you're at the front, and the only light source that you're seeing by pup is emanating from your maul. And the light that shines off from your maul hits these shards and is reflected, bouncing around the place, and in some cases amplified as these beams of fairly bright light still dim immediately around it. Like it gets dimmed as soon as the light goes out from the radiance, but you can tell it's like when you light a match in a dark room. But you and Sharpie need to do dexterity saving throws. You're the only two that are in this area at this time. How'd you go?
It's actually a 16 from Sharpie, not great.
Okay. 16's enough though. You jump back out of the area. Or not out of the area, but just a ray of radiant light comes shooting towards you and you dodge to one side.
Behind Core.
Yep.
As I jump out of the way as well.
And you take no damage, Sharpie, because of if you save a dexterity saving throw. Uncanny dodge, I think it is. How about you, Core? What do you got a 14?
19 if I can see it coming.
Oh, you can. This is because you got a similar. You're rolling advantage because of your barbarianness. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. You dodge out of the way too. You didn't have uncanny dodge though, so you're still going to cop a bit of a scorching from it, unfortunately.
It's evasion, not uncanny dodge.
If
yes.
that, oh, okay, all right. And you take 18 damage, Core.
Okay, by 10 points. As Sharpie just jumps behind me, I suppose, and I take the full brunt of it.
Sears into you. And you can tell that this is going to be a continuous effect. I assume you sort of jump. This is only just as you enter the area. It's 80 feet.
Back around the corner.
Yeah, it's 80 feet clear to the other side. What do you want to do from here?
Oh, if it seemed to be continuing, I'd just back up around the corner.
Yep, as soon as you back around the corner,
initially.
anyone else that's looking can see that the beams of radiance stop.
Sharpie will just try, while the light source is not present, Sharpie's going to try and just walk across, obviously being aware.
Sharpie, you walk across and get to the other side.
Telepathic, guys, doesn't seem to activate if there's no light. Just douse the light and come through.
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll see if I can chuck my cloak over the maul.
You can. You can sheath your maul, and the light goes out when you cover it over with your cloak.
Tentatively step out and see if it.
Yep. No
picks up any
radiance
light.
comes.
I'll just make my way.
No radiance comes, and everyone can get across following Sharpie's lead.
Bravo.
Sharpie, you've got your face with a left and straight at the end of this.
We turned right last time, didn't we?
You did.
All right, so we want to turn left.
Okay. Can you roll your d6? When you pick away, we're rolling a d6 is just helping to determine whether this is the right way.
4.
Okay.
I never like seeing 3s on a D100.
Yeah. The walls and floor of this next section, a 50-foot part of the maze, are made up of the bones of various creatures all meshed together to form a path.
How macabre. But that's part of the course.
Just drawing your attention to this sort of section where you are now. So what do you want to do, Cor? You're up the front there. 50 foot.
Could you say that again?
A 50-foot section.
I like the description.
A 50-foot section of bones, effectively.
And that's that's what the ground is made up of. Or something,
Yes, like a pathway. Yeah. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50.
Before I would move forward, I'll try a bolstering magic.
Okay. Oops. I keep drawing squares. What's bolstering magic going to do?
Or sorry, a magic awareness even.
Okay. Magic awareness. As an action, you open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic, and indeed, the entire section of bones on the floor is radiating both conjuration summoning and necromantic magic.
Right. I'll say that to Sharpie, and I imagine that's going to summon some sort of skeletons then.
Does seem reasonable.
I'll put it sort of...
How long have we been walking around this place?
Oh, less than 20 minutes.
So Sharpie's still invisible? Sharpie's going to pick his way through that bones, try not to activate anything.
Okay. And is everyone else observing or not observing Sharpie?
Yeah, observing Sharpie.
He's invisible. That's why I mentioned it.
Oh, yes, sorry.
I can observe him with my see invisibility.
Is that a spell you're going to need to cast, Aragon?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a spell.
Okay. So if you cast that, you can relay to the party what you see. And you see Sharpie picking his way through the bones. Can you do a stealth for me, Sharpie?
$31.
Okay, Sharpie gets to the other end of the bones and finds himself at a junction where he could go straight ahead or turn off to one side.
Any triggers or anything on the way that arcane runes?
No, nothing that you could that you could tell.
All right, good luck, guys.
I'll step up and take the same route that Sharpie took,
Okay.
trying to go as quietly possible as I can.
Okay. When you get to that square there, the bones beneath you burst out of the ground. First thing you need to do at that point is do a DC dexterity saving throw. Call it out once you got it.
18.
Okay. Well, you managed to jump to one side, and there was a chance of you being... this is not a giant-sized skeleton, but you're not knocked prone as the bones erupt out of the ground. And it looks like they are about to aggress you, Aragon.
Okay.
I'm going to open the initiative and clear out what we've got here. Remove all turns. Everyone can throw themselves in there if they want. How are we going? Sorting descending. I've got Sharpie. No Ash Louise.
Finally.
And I can't see Lythine anywhere. I think I might have dropped him off. Never mind. There. Oh, okay. Okay. So Ash, you're on a 16, so I'll just move you up proper.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not in initiative yet. Okay.
Yep, go for it, Jackals.
No.
Okay. Sharpie, you're first. What do you want to do?
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to try and fireball, but I don't think I can without hitting Aragon. So Sharpie is going to throw a psychic dagger at the one facing Aragon on my side,
Okay.
and then hide.
Roll to hit.
Does 19 hit?
19 hits.
24 damage. And 24 also on stealth.
Okay. Ash Louise.
Sick. Ooh. Are they the same type of frost giant skeletons as we fought in the north?
Much the same, yeah.
Oh, I will drop a Guardian of Faith on Aragon, like next to Aragon.
Okay. Guardian.
So it's the immobile, like AoE, basically.
Yeah. Got it.
It's a 10-foot radius and does damage on their turn.
There it is. Damage to anyone in the 10-foot radius, or not counting Aragon?
Not counting him, like 10 foot from the thing. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. You cast the Guardian of Faith. Now, what's it going to do?
It will damage them on their turn when they start.
It's their turn now, and
Okay.
It's only in the space of one of them.
No. It's a space that's within 10 feet of the Guardian.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, he has like a little range. He has this big sword, and he will just swing it
Oh, I
around.
see. So is it a
Uh,
medium? Is it a medium-sized creature?
he is large actually, but he is I think he occupies space, but he is indistinct and intangible also. Like,
Okay, got it. What I'm going to do is put a 10-foot aura around this large creature. That will make it obvious. Great. So you can see. Okay. So and when it
they
does, how much damage does it take? Do they take?
they must make a DC 18 deck save or take 20 radiant or half.
Wow. Okay, both of them fail.
Splendid. It's 20 each.
Nice. Okay. And then they activate. And Aragon. I'm class 26.
Hit.
I'm class 23.
Hit.
I'm class 25.
Also a hit.
Oh shit.
45 slashing damage. How you going? The other one to your left hits some class 17.
Miss.
Another big swing. I'm a class 10.
Miss.
I'm class 19.
Also miss.
All right.
Wow.
And this one,
One of those frost skeletons is the better than the other.
yes. Walks over this way and starts looking around, waving its scimitar around. Sharpie, you're safe. Aragon.
Right, I'm going to attack this beastie because he's currently the one I'm facing.
Okay. And he's the one that missed you. And he's damaged pretty badly.
Does a 15 hit?
15 misses.
$25 will hit.
Okay, you got your eye in there now because you definitely found a gap in the armor. And smash.
I'm also adding a divine smite to this.
Nice one. It's definitely undead, so add your extra d8. And it's this thing's got armor made of bones. So as it stands up, it's like a giant skeleton, but it's got bones hanging all over it. You're trying to crunch through the bones to get to the animated thing. How much
For
damage?
a total of 39.
Wow. All right, this thing's on its last legs. Well, pretty badly injured. Not quite last legs yet. Is that you done, Aragon?
That is me done.
Jackus?
Okay, I'm gonna move here and attack the skeleton in front.
Okay. So you move
With
into the corridor, into the bones. No more giants pop up when you do.
Okay. Mace of Smiting, first attack. 20, does a 20 hit?
20 hits.
I'm gonna add a trip attack and level 1 Divine Smite.
Okay.
So DC 18 Strength save.
It fails that, so it's knocked over.
And I think I do double damage for my bludgeoning. Right?
You do. So it's the 24 becomes 48.
No. The bludgeoning would be just 12. 9 plus the other parts of it are radiant.
Oh, I see. So you've got 9 bludgeoning and 24 radiant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it will be 18 plus 24, so 42.
Minus 42 for 1 strike. Okay, cool.
And then second
With advantage.
attack
With
with
advantage.
advantage. Yep. 19.
19 hits.
Alright, this is just 29 damage.
Okay, it's bludgeoning as well.
Yep. That's the total. Yeah.
Okay.
I doubled the bludgeoning
Yeah,
already.
that's fine.
Alright, and then bonus action trauma.
Okay, trauma comes in. Crunch.
Oh, not 20.
All right, double the dice.
Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna add Divine Smite again.
Okay.
So it would be the bludgeoning is 17 times 2, so 34 plus 16 plus 69 damage.
69 damage with that one hit. Okay, that creature is now completely destroyed and a pile of bones on the ground.
Yep, that's my turn.
That's a nice amount of damage.
It is. Jackus unleashes with his bludgeoning onto skeletons. That's what they're made for. Core, you also happen to have a bludgeoning weapon, I believe. It's your turn. Okay.
Microsoft.
You dash
I
down the
will go
corridor,
ahead.
25 feet.
Just dashing down the corridor, and I'm going to, while sprinting, recklessly attack as I bonus action rage with my Oathbinder,
Oh, nice
which
one.
I believe also does more against undead or fiends.
It does. I think it does an extra 2d6 against undead.
Yep. I will go ahead and attack twice with it.
Okay, roll the first one.
21 and an 18 to hit.
Okay, the 21 hits.
For 11 rage and radiant damage, and 14 bludgeoning, so 28.
28. Okay, it is still standing. Just.
Okay, and the 18 was the hit with the second one.
Okay, that hits as well. You finish it with the second blow. It had 1 hit point.
Yes. And that was 25 feet to there. I will continue rushing forward, raging recklessly.
Okay, awesome. Riddle.
Have I got straight line to the other one, vision wise?
Yes, because the top half of it is well above everybody.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's within 240 feet.
It is.
So I'm gonna let rip with some Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
21 to hit.
21 hits. Do you want to just roll the... oh yeah, that's okay. Okay, so that's 8.
25. I'll roll the next to hit first quickly.
Okay.
22.
Yep, that hits as well. Another 8. Another 11.
I'm assuming it's still upright?
It's still upright.
So I'm going to use a bonus action and do it again.
Alright, do his bonus action. 3 more come sailing in. It's 16, 26, 27 so far. Yep. Hit, and...
3.
Hit!
Oh.
Boom, 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 boom. Man, imagine if you had that. What's the one that pushes them back? You would have done that 6 times.
Oh. 2. So that's a total of an extra... Is that 32 damage by my maths?
Alright, so done about 60 damage. You don't have the Eldritch Invocation that adds your charisma bonus, do you?
That's with it.
Oh, you get that? Have you got that invocation? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because that effectively multiplies 6 times on that turn. Okay, awesome. Okay, so it's about... You knock it all the way down to sort of half, but it's still there. Okay, you're probably wondering why it just cut out complete mid-battle. Without any warning, my own power went out in the house. So lost the computer, obviously, and the internet connection and the camera and lights and so on. And it wasn't until 10 minutes later that I was able to get back into Discord at least. By that time, we'd already been going 3.5 hours. So between myself and the rest of the group, we decided to call it at that point. As far as the battle's going, it was towards the end of the battle with the skeletons, and To be fair, we had a paladin and a barbarian on fire, all specialised in bludgeoning weapons and doing double damage for whatever they did to the skeletons. So it was only probably a round away in any case. So where we're going to leave it there for this session is at the end. We're going to just assume that they've trounced them and gotten to the end of that corridor and finished with 3 steps in, or 60% in, towards the centre of the city and Blightspire, where supposedly Shovelak the Corruptor resides. So we'll pick it up at that point in a fortnight's time. So I thought I'd just take this on to the end to explain why it just gone. All right, so hopefully see you all in a fortnight.